Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second match of the season for Trinity University men's soccer. It is Methodist versus Trinity, and a few changes for both teams. Chris Hockman with you. Joining me is Scott Lebo. Methodist Monarchs come into this one after losing on Friday 2-1 to Southwestern. They had a good game though, played well, but just couldn't get the job done, couldn't hold on. Scored a great goal to get things started though. They've got four changes, sorry, I keep missing them. 5 changes. One of them was forced. Josh Mott got a red card, so he's not eligible for this game. So we've got a few changes. Matthew Walker is out in goal. He's been replaced by Trey Gore, who played the second half. Josh Mott's out. He's replaced by his brother Caleb. Stephen Floyd is out. He scored the goal. He's been replaced by Sean Laney. Casey Atwell's been replaced by Matthias Neva, and Angel Alacorn has been replaced by Miller Davis. The other players in this lineup have stayed the same. Ryan Rivera, Casey Atwell, Carson Stretz, Matthew Manzano, Panos Garrett, Harrison Broom, and Caleb Thomas are your players that stay in the roster for the Tigers. They've made 2 changes. Joshua Lynch comes in for Omkar Satpathy, who we thought had a really good debut on Friday night. Joshua Lynch comes in to replace him in goal. And Alex Ramirez has been replaced by Cade Dugan, transferred from Wilmington, so he'll make his Trinity debut. The other players are all the same, so you've got Adam Knutson, Louis Instrel, Aiden Perales, Mark Donnelly, Julian Lopez, Cameron Smith, Luke Mayfield, Luke Chandler, and John Connor Rule are your starters tonight. For the Tigers, they come in, they had a 1-1 draw with Hendricks on Friday. Play to watch for me from Methodist is actually not starting, so hopefully we'll get in. Stephen Floyd scored an absolute worldie to open the scoring. Really great goal. He was their leading goal scorer last year as a first-year player. He's only in his sophomore season, scored 6 goals in his career. One of those was on Friday. A phenomenal strike from him. Player to watch for me for Trinity as Adam Knutson scored another phenomenal goal on Friday. Was really active throughout the whole match. He got forward well. Really exciting to watch. I'm interested in this game. 2 very different teams. We'll see how they both handle. Trinity Tigers received votes in the National Preseason Bowl, but did not get enough votes to get a ranking. So they'll be out here to try and make a statement. We'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to this one game. Scott, what are you looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, well, first off, it's nice and cool compared to the start of the last game, so I'm enjoying that. The wind is picking up. I'm not sure if you can see in your view the flags, but they are waving like crazy. We can feel it. You can probably hear it in our mics. In terms of the game, for Trinity, I think they really need to up it in that final third. Struggled to score goals. The 1 goal came from distance from Adam Knutson. They struggled to produce in the box. Aiden Perales started last game, didn't get a lot of play time in that last game. Braden Shuey replaced him pretty early on and became the mainstay at striker throughout that game. I'll look to him to provide the difference today up top. I think he might get a goal in this one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They're going to need to find goals a bit easier than they did on Friday. It was a struggle to get that one that they got. Methodist, I don't know if they need much help finding the goals, because boy oh boy, they found a goal on Friday, but they'll definitely want more out of it. They'll want to be doing better than they did on Friday, get a better result. But it was an entertaining match for them against Southwestern on Friday. We're going to head to the national anthem, so we're going to jump onto mute really quickly so we don't get pulled off YouTube, and we'll be right back. We are back. Players shaking hands, getting ready for this second match of the day, second match of the season for both teams. Methodist led by Justin Terranova in his 22nd season. He was the 2023 USA South Coach of the Year. 216 wins, 151 losses, 35 draws in his career. Holds United Soccer Coaches Premier and Goalkeeper licenses, USSF A license. He's got those accreditations. His son Samuel is a sophomore goalkeeper at NC State. He was a goalkeeper himself at Methodist. And we are just having a modification of that starting lineup. Casey Atwell is in. So Casey Atwell will be starting for Methodist. I think they only had 10 on their sheet highlighted as starters. That might be the reason behind that. So he is back in the lineup. Of course, the coach for Trinity is Paul McGinley in his 34th season. 552 wins, 95 losses, 45 draws. He's been here for a while. They've named the pitch after him. Has a USSF A license. He's third all-time in D3 coaches for winning percentage. He's second active in D3 wins. He was the second to hit 550, but some way away from Jay Martin. He'd need 210, or he needs Jay Martin to retire. Those are the options to get to number one. He's seventh all-time in wins. If he can get 7 more wins, he'd get to 6th. So he could get to 6th this season. Needs 14 to get to 5th. So he can't. Well, he could if they have a deep enough run in the NCAA tournament. He could get to 14, and that would get him up to 5th. But yeah, a long way away. He needs 210 to hit Jay Martin, the current active D3 coach leader. So we will see how he does. But players in their huddle getting ready for this one. It's going to be Methodist in the white. Looks like they're going to be going from left to right on your screen. Tigers in the black. They're going to be going from right to left on your screen.
Another set of beautiful uniforms tonight. I was pointing out beforehand, the Methodist uniforms are very similar to an old German national team uniform, and then classic from Trinity, black with the maroon stripes, the subtle maroon stripes.
Yeah, that German jersey, they did, I think for this year's Euros, they did a throwback to that. It was their 92. Yes, 92 Euros jersey. I was doing math in my head to make sure that 92 was a Euros year. But yes, there's World Cup in 90 and 94. So had to have been a Euros year.
Good news for Methodist. I believe that the uniform, that their uniform is related to, very similar to, is the one Germany won the 2014 World Cup in. So it's a good omen maybe for them.
That is true. I think it's also homage to West Germany's 1970. So it's won 2 World Cups. There aren't many jerseys that could say they've won 2 World Cups. That was Australia's debut in the World Cup. Fun fact that ever comes up in trivia, 1974. They drew both Germanys in the same group. So whenever someone wants to complain about a group of death, at least they didn't have to play Germany twice in the World Cup. Both Germanys and Chile.
That is a tough group.
Yeah, they didn't score a goal. They did get a draw, though. It was a scoreless draw against Chile.
They got a point.
So Methodist starting well, starting brightly. Good ball over the top for... Just missed who that was. Methodist working on it. Goes back for Davis.
Methodist are forcing Trinity to work right now, but Trinity are willing to work. They're all flying all over the pitch. The work ethic right now from both sides is incredible.
Manzano with a good ball down the right. Looking for Eric Martinez.
Doesn't quite stay in play. It'll be a goal kick. First touch of the game for Josh Lynch. Omkar Sapathi started last game, so they're going with a little bit of a rotation. You noted last game, I think that there was the potential for that.
Yeah, definitely thought it would happen.
Although, no, I think they've given offside, not that it was out of play.
Does look like an offside because his arm is up for an indirect. Confusion. Big discussion already. Paul McGinley getting in the ear of the referee.
They're frustrated over about 20 yards
So
for a defensive free kick here.
Our mark for the season is 2 minutes in, and he's already getting in the ear of the referee, so we'll keep an eye on that. I did ask him when he thought he'd get his first yellow card of the season. He's already lasted longer than he thought he would, which was 5 minutes. The referee has asked now to stop the clock. Well, right decision if you're going to have this discussion. Certainly don't think they're trying to take time off the clock 2 minutes into a 90-minute game, but you never know. Methodist scored a heck of a goal.
No, this
on
is
Friday.
A bit much for me, though.
Over the positioning of a defensive free kick it's a lot. Well, I saw a referee get assaulted over a throw-in.
Wow.
So I've seen some weird stuff. But yeah, I understand what he's actually doing is to try and assert the next call. As a coach, that's usually what you're doing.
That was a poor possession or period of play there from Trinity. Free kick was maybe scuffed a little bit, kind of rolled on the ground. It actually did fall to a Trinity foot, but then it was given away with another kind of scuffed ball. And then on top of that, giving away a free kick in what is a dangerous area here. Yeah,
but all that argument for that seems a bit ridiculous. It's going to be even more ridiculous if they concede off this free kick, which they do not. Should point out, our referee today, Melvin Rebus, is a PRO official, so one of the elite officials in the US, does a lot of USL Championship matches, occasionally on MLS as well. The ball sent all the way back to the goalkeeper. We're fortunate in San Antonio. We do have a really good refereeing corps here in San Antonio. Had a few MLS referees come through the city. Beautiful turn, moves on. Sent forward. There's a really good run here from Rivera. But offside for Eric Martinez again.
Angel, you can see the line.
Oh, it's Angel Alacorn. He's been given an upgrade in his jersey number. He's wearing 39 today. It's down as 38 on the squad. Send long. Offside again. Both teams doing a very effective offside trap.
Hey, ref, can you make sure you mark it properly?
A bit of bounce there from Justin Terranova.
I don't think
big discussions about where offside free kicks should be taken from.
I don't know if the Trinity
I don't
bench,
know if Justin Terranova was entirely serious about that discussion.
No. And I don't know if the Trinity bench took it as
jokingly as it was intended.
It was pretty funny.
To be fair, we are right next to Coach Terranova, and we could see the very subtle smirk on his face.
Yeah.
As he complained about where a defensive free kick should be taken from. John Connorall gets us restarted, gives it to Cam Smith. Smith goes back for Donnelly. As the Tigers now work it up the rights. Good touch there, finds Instrel. Going out wide right again. Chance to cross it in. It's going to run out, it's going to be a corner. John Connorall running forward. He has scored several times. Off of corners, he's 6 feet tall.
And Trinity really like with this corner. I noticed it in the scrimmage. And Dugan, who wasn't in last game, he didn't play last game. He's taking the corners tonight. He took the corners in the scrimmage. He's great deliveries. Not that time, though.
That was a powerful delivery near post. It was definitely a challenging asked questions. Should say John Connorall does have a family pedigree in San Antonio. His brother Jordan played basketball at UAW. Unsurprisingly, his brother is also tall. His other brother, Kevin, played soccer at Howard Payne. Good opportunity here for the Tigers coming forward. Keeper comes. Good work defensively from the Monarchs. Shepherded really well to allow the keeper to gather it. It's Trey Gore in goal. He played the second half on Friday.
Both goalkeepers were sensational for Methodist on Friday.
They did well. We were a little surprised about the change, but Gore was their starter last year. Alicorn just a little too over the top on Cam Smith. So John Connor Rule back on the ball. Finds Knutson, who scored the goal on Friday, over for Dugan. Now back with Rule. Rule turns, gives it back for Donnelly. Donnelly going out wide. For Lopez, I want to say, maybe Mayfield. Controlled by Rule. Sent over the top. Looking for Cam Smith. Smith gets there, his own player gets in the way, but it works out. Knutson running a goal, goes down in the box. Trinity won a penalty, referee says no. Cleared away by Methodist. And they're back at it, trying to work the ball out. Big, high press from the Tigers. Dugan coming up for the back line to press there. Pressure on the keeper, cleared away. That's going to be dealt with there by Chandler. Now Methodist are back on the ball again. Swings for Alicorn. Beaten to the ball by Smith. Smith continues his run up the left. Knutson, though, goes middle. Controlled, just can't get it out of his feet. That allows the recovery to block Caleb Thomas's shot.
It was a great interception there by Cam Smith to start that run. Just so much pace as well. Not just seeing the ball, but making up so much ground to get there.
Played back. Shot comes across the face. Decent effort there from Luke Mayfield.
The Trinity bench are very happy right now. They've started bright, or at least been bright over the past few minutes, really finding their footing. They'd be lucky right now if they could get a goal with their, spell of attacking play, but we'll see if it comes.
Yeah, Luke Mayfield has scored 2 goals last season as a first year. He played ODP in North Texas. He was a big part of the squad last year, but he got a red card, and that forced him out of the team. And then when you get forced out of the team, it can be the player that comes in and replaces you has a good game. It can be hard to come back in. Throw in for the Tigers. Cam Smith throws it in over the top. Flicked on by Knutson. Looking for Perales. Shepherded out. It's going to be a throw for the Tigers, so maybe a mistake there to shepherd that one out. Had the opportunity to bang it back off of him too, which maybe should have been the move. Throw in for the Tigers, looking to be a long throw. Although Cam Smith is there for the short option. Now he's gone back, so it is going to be a long throw for sure. Swung in powerfully. Big throw, just not big enough. It's going to fall favourably for Cam Smith. He heads it on for Knutson. Crosses with the volley. Strong defence, really good defence there from the Monarchs. And they get away. That was Caleb Thomas defending for the Monarchs. And now the Tigers back on the ball again. Going out wide for Smith, but nobody's going to catch up with that. Not even Usain Bolt's going to be quick enough to get that one. Runs out for a throw-in. 10 minutes down, still scoreless here between the Trinity Tigers and the Methodist Monarchs. Thanks for joining us, wherever you're joining us from. Pleasure to have you. Ball set long. John Connor Rule's going to have to play it back to the keeper under that pressure. Good pressure there from Stephen Floyd. Scored the goal on Friday. Appeals for a handball, but it's fallen favourably for Trinity. Anyway, Knutson on goal again. Great recovering defence. Great gather from the keeper. But a phenomenal recovery there from Sean Laney, I believe that was. Did phenomenally well as the wind picks up.
That was great play from Trinity in the build-up. Aiden Perales doing really well just to tap that ball into the path of Adam Knutson, who took it on. In the end, not doing for him. He tried to dribble. Didn't work out for him. Really good defending.
Great work, Sean Laney. He has scored his collegiate debut goal in the Methodist Derby, which is, of course, against Wesleyan. Just not getting enough space between them on those passes. That allows Trinity to recover. Knutson It's gone long, but it's going to go way too long.
This game has
Headed
had
back
a
to the
really
keeper.
fast pace to it so far.
Quick start.
Yeah, both teams really running all over the field, looking to play quickly when they can.
Yeah, I think Methodist are going to be really grateful to be the late game. They were the early game on Friday when it was 1,000,000 degrees. So I think they're going to be grateful for this much, much cooler game than Friday was. Not that there'll be any strangers in North Carolina to the heat, but it's always easier to play in the cooler weather of this evening. And I feel like it's been a big temperature drop this evening too. A throw in here for Methodist. Yeah, it is down to 84 now, which is a solid 11 degrees cooler than it was for Methodist's game on Friday. Thrown in for the Tigers. Second ball though, won by Rivera. And that allows Methodist to get control. Caleb Motts in for his suspended brother. Poor clearance from Trinity. Comes to Atwell. Good control. Just can't get charge of it though. They will now. Methodist up the left. The work from Caleb Thomas. Just can't get through, and now Knutson in some space. Was shut down well. Good footwork though to create the space for the pass to Dugan. Smith lays it off for Rule.
So far, it looks like a 4-3-3 to me for Methodist. They're playing with one defensive midfielder. The other two are kind of sharing that duty of playing the box-to-box and the attacking midfield role. In a formation like that where you only have one defensive mid.
Big speed, big run, lung-busting run there from Stephen Floyd. It's cleared away.
Stephen Floyd messing me up there. He's interrupting me.
He's
I was
interrupting
talking about
you.
your lineup. Come on.
Dangerous player, Stephen Floyd. Scored, of course, on Friday. It was the 6th goal of his career. Does have a 5:30 mile time, so he can make those runs and keep making them. He's a quick player, for sure.
Set it up!
Throw in
Angel back!
for Methodist. So they set up.
Set it!
It's hard to do a long throw on that far side because you're so close to where the stand is that you just can't get the run up you need. Of course, I say that, and he really launches it in.
Yeah, what a throw that was.
Great arm strength. The track team might be checking him out for getting in on the throws when there's not a soccer game on.
Wow. What footwork by Louis Instro. He loses it in the end, but it was sensational that he even brought it down in the first place.
Yeah, that should have been an easy Methodist ball. Instead, it's a throw for the Monarchs.
I went through Methodist's formation. I think on the other side of things, it's the same formation that Trinity played last game, and it remains an interesting formation. It's a 4 defenders and then 3 defensive midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, and 1 forward. There are no wide players in this formation outside of the wingbacks. What that means is guys like Cam Smith and Luke Mayfield, as you see Cam Smith running up the field right now, are going to have to get forward.
You have to do a lot of running. Cam Smith, that man you just talked about on the ball, swings it far post. There's a chance for that header from Lopez. Gathered well by Gore.
The other part of this formation that you can kind of pick out right now, you see Donnelly is sitting in between the 2 center backs. He moves away now as Cam Smith recovers. But because you're going to ask so much of those wing backs to go forward in attack as the only wide players, you're also going to ask one of your 3 defensive midfielders, which has typically been Donnelly, to come back and fill that void, making sure that Trinity always have 3 in defense.
Good ball out wide here for Rivera. Ryan Rivera making a run. Sends it out for Alicorn, who did well on the right on Friday. Throw in here for Trinity.
Ryan! Look Parson!
Don't think we'll need a water break for this game.
No,
Nice
it
and
is
cool.
cooler. We'll see, though. Referee's wearing long sleeves, so, you know. Good opportunity here for the Tigers. Perales making a run. He has no support, though. He's going to have to do it all on his own. The support's coming slow. He'll settle for a corner. That was really the only option he had, honestly.
Yeah, but I think he does a really good job there to win a corner. He picks up the ball near midfield. Wow, they're not giving a corner.
Oh, I guess it. So it's a double deflection is the
Must
problem
be,
there.
Must
so
be.
it's going to be a goal kick for the Monarchs. But yeah, double touch. That happens a lot in these kind of situations where you deflect it into a player, it deflects off of him, back onto you, and then out. So double touch goes out. That's a definite foul. Pushed him in the back of the head.
Coaching staff for Methodist continues to poke fun.
Yeah, poking some fun at Paul McGinley.
Not sure how much he likes it. Their bench is enjoying it, though.
Referee not super stoked with Paul McGinley, telling him, let me referee the game. Which might be his last warning before we see a flash of yellow coming out of that pocket.
Yeah, I almost, when he stopped the clock early on, I almost thought he was going to get his yellow card just a few minutes into the game.
Rule goes up low for Perales. Makes the turn. Methodist throw again. Really good work to bounce it off of a Trinity player again. So
Yeah,
another throw in for the Monarchs.
they've been really good defensively so far, just not giving Trinity players a lot of space off the ball.
Thrown in for Alacorn. Can't get control, but Floyd does. Goes back to Manzano.
And Manzano, he's the one playing that 6 role, which is so crucial in the formation that they're playing.
Carson Stretz with a decent attempt to get it through, but came off the head of a Trinity player. So a throw it instead. Headed forward. Tigers trying to gather it. Sent long. Good control there. Good work from Perales. Oh, sorry, Louis Instraw.
And that's why the 6 is so important. Marzano, again, they're just getting on the ball and now beating a defender as well. You got to be able to do both if you're playing that number 6 role. You have to be your team's main playmaker, but you also have to be able to recover defensively and protect your back line.
Yeah, Manzano doing well, making himself known, his presence known early. They're giving John Connor Rule a lot of space to run into, so he'll take it. He'll hold things up. Goes over for Donnelly. Donnelly goes all the way over to Chandler. Going forward, big run here. Deflected and cleared away. Methodist keep it in and play now up their left side. Chance for a switch. That's the call from Alacorn. He wants the switch. Didn't get enough on it.
Methodist have dropped their numbers back really well defensively. Trinity really struggling to get players moving off the ball, getting up, getting the ball, getting options in that attacking third.
Held up. Forced the slip. Opportunity here for Alacorn. Good turn though. Had to turn. Was forced to turn was Caleb Mott. Now with Manzano. There's space there for Mott if they could make the turn. They didn't. They're going the other way. Mott's making a big run. He wants the ball sent long and quick. Trinity, all their defenders in unison push up under halfway, so he would have been offside. That's the problem with making a call like that. Everybody sees it, and they'll come out, and they'll stop that attack from developing. Methodist, though, still with it on the left. Building it up now. Alacorn making a diagonal run. I think John Connor Rule's going to get there first. Clears it away. Keeper came, though. Opportunity if they're quick. Just couldn't turn. Could Alacorn? Goes back to keeper again, Joshua Lynch, who's urging some patience and some calm from his players. Josh Lynch has made 10 saves in his career. He's faced 48 shots. So if he can face 2 more, he'll hit that 50 mark. Not that that's something he can control. Tigers now working it up the right. Big run. He's got a lot of space. Just shows a little too much of the ball there.
Yep. Yeah, he was trying to use his pace there to escape the defenders who were on his back. In the end, though, using his pace put him right into the path of the defenders who were in front of him. But it was a great flick ball from Lopez to find Mayfield there.
Tigers working it now. Instraw out to Smith. Smith puts a bit of a switch in to Donnelly. Full control. He's got plenty of time, so he can have that touch to create the space. All 20 outfield players are in this half now. Played forward. Chance to swing it back, cut it back. It's missed the defender. Knutson, who scored on Friday, has a go. Really good save there from Trey Gore. I think he's offside. Referee didn't agree. He thought he was offside too. Did Adam Knutson, the way he reacted. He wasn't trying to hit that ball. Big chance here. Saved again from Trey Gore, who's having another spectacular game.
And well held there. That was an important one. Both Lopez and Perales were crashing there. Mayfield's shot had a lot of power on it. It wasn't necessarily placed very well, but it had a lot of power. Very easily could have bounced right into the path of one of the oncoming Trinity attackers.
Yeah, good work from Gore. Got a 9-2-2 record. He was the conference goalkeeper of the year at his first-year season. He's all-conference first team. He walked into this team and became their starting goalkeeper. Did Trey Gore. Hoofed long, but offside. I'm not sure that was actually the player who was offside. To me.
No, I think Casey Atwell might have been offside and affected John Connor Rule's ability to deal with that ball in the first place, which is why they give the call. Although the Methodist bench, they were very unhappy because Floyd was definitely not offside, and he's the one who ended up with the ball.
A little too much on that from Rule. Knutson can't control. He goes down. It's going to be a free kick, I believe. We're stopping the clock.
Knutson did really well to control that somehow. I'm really shot in at him in an uncomfortable angle from John Connor Rule, but somehow Adam Knutson brought it down into a position where he could win a free kick in a dangerous spot. Methodist gave up a goal to a free kick last game as well. That was the game winner in the end. From a similar spot, lofted up and over the wall into the top left corner on this side of the field against Gore as well.
It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Yeah, that goal was spectacular. Not much Gore could have done about it.
Yeah,
but
it was a great shot from Grimm.
We will see. We will see what happens here. There was an instruction. Remember what we talked about. So there's a set play, obviously, for this. We got the shaving cream out, which we don't often see at this level. But he is a PRO referee, so he does have it in his locker.
He came prepared.
Looks like it might be Knutson taking the free kick as well. He did have a bomb on Friday. Does it, goes low. Great work for Trey Gore. Those are the kind of saves that are difficult to make. You got to get down. It's a lot easier to get up than it is to get down. He gets down low and makes the save. Really great stuff.
Yeah, and talked about it in the last game, the women's game. It's hard to get a free kick up and over and then back down from that tight of an angle. So an interesting idea from Knutson to go to the goalkeeper's better side in that position, but great save from Gore.
Really good save. We've got Cameron Lambert getting ready to come on for the Monarchs.
Good defending in there off the corner by Methodist. Throw in for Trinity, though. Looks like Adam Knutson's got the long throw, unless they're going to go short.
I think they're going long. I think that's a decoy run there. From Dugan. Trinity trying to get around. Dugan up very high. Good win. Trinity, though, keep their shape, do well. John Connor Rule heads it forward for Cam Smith. But again, Methodist dealing with it very well defensively. Headed forward again, but Knutson was just a little bit flat-footed. He goes down. Another free kick for the Tigers, much to the chagrin of the Methodist bench.
So far, I really like this formation from Paul McGinley. It's been interesting, you know, when he told me earlier in the week that they were going to go with the 4 defenders and then 3 central defensive midfielders. I wasn't convinced, but the way that it has looked in possession, the way that Trinity have used it, they've been really well prepared. They've clearly practiced this. The rotations are working. The players fit the system. I really like it.
So free kick here on the left. Now for the Tigers, virtual corner in a lot of ways. Swung in, near post. Headed away by the Methodist defence. It's going to be a throw-in for the Tigers. 20 minutes to play here, still scoreless between the Trinity Tigers and the Methodist Monarchs. Looking out for Cam Smith. Just can't get the pass through. And that's going to be a foul the other way.
"30 minutes gone, still no goals, only 3 shots on goal in the whole of this first 30 minutes. Or first 50, well, what am I at? I'm doing poor math.
25.
25 minutes.
There you go. It's okay, I always say I don't have a math degree, so you know.
No, my dad would be really disappointed. He's a math teacher, and he's probably listening to this right now. Sorry, Dad.
Apologies, Mr. Labour. It's okay, my dad's an economist, so you know. It's going to be a throw-in for the Tigers. Yeah, tried to get a little too much there to Cam Smith. Referee's not going to have any of that. It's going to be a throw-in. I got to say, that's a great thing to do right in front of Paul McGinley too. Call them for getting too much space. Is that you want me to call them? I'll call them. So, headed on. Well gathered in. That's great control from Lopez. Tigers working it wide through Instrel. Played it out further. Cross comes in. Keeper's there. Gets a fist on it. Gets enough on it. Clearance isn't great. Cam Smith in some space. He's going to have a go himself. Cleared away. It might have actually been a cross looking for Perales there.
Perales has been really good for me to start this game. Trinity like to play it long when they have to. They prefer to play it on the ground, but when they have to, they'll play it long. And Aiden Perales has been a really good player at winning that ball out of the air and flicking it onto a teammate. We just saw it there with Lopez receiving it.
Throwing comes. Just can't get there. Goes to Methodist defense. Controls a little heavy. Unfortunate bounce for the Monarchs. Comes out for Knutson across the face. Just well dealt with from the Methodist defense in the end. But that was tough. Yeah, Perales really having a good stretch. He's only played 3 games previously for the Tigers. Already played 2 this season. Until today, until this season, he'd only played he'd already played more minutes this season than he's played his entire career.
And I can tell you, as somebody who was involved in that locker room for a lot of my early time here at Trinity, Perales was somebody they really liked. They wanted him to be involved. He struggled with injury freshman year. He had a quad injury. I think it might have even affected him into last year some. He's healthy now, though, and they get to play him. They're very happy about that.
John Connor Rule making a run forward, going out wide left for Smith. Opportunity to cross it in, goes far post, just way too far. Cayman Islands International. Good run there, good control, good footwork. The shot, though, just a little too much on it. So Tigers now getting ready to make some changes.
In for the Monarchs. Number 20, Cameron Lambert. Number 22, Harrison Broom.
Perales makes way. We're going to have a change up at the number 9, as well as Lopez, Instrol, and Mayfield are the 4 to go off.
Yeah, I saw Harrison Broom coming on. I see also coming on for the Monarchs is Aiden Cahoon.
So I think for Trinity, Will Powell has gone in at that right back position. And then in midfield, in at that number 10 position, the center attacking mid-role is Hunter Kane. He likes to play wide. In the past, that's where he has played for Trinity. And we saw earlier on Friday, actually, when he did come in at 10, Hunter Kane, he liked to drift wide, which gave Cam Smith more freedom to stay back. He didn't have to get forward every single time when Trinity were going.
Yeah, Will Powell coming in, who started on Friday, didn't get the start today, but did get the game on Friday. Mark Donnelly involved again. So a chance for Methodist to set something up here. Sent in. Just not enough on that. And Tigers with a chance to regroup. We get through the first half hour of the game. It's Trinity 0, Methodist 0. I'm Chris Hockman, with me is Scott Lebo. But it's been an entertaining game so far, Scott.
Yeah, it has. It has. Both teams really going back and forth. More of a tactical battle. You know, I think there are games that are decided on the field by the individual players. But these two systems are very different. Both teams taking a decent amount of time to figure each other out.
Got a free kick here for the Tigers.
Hunter Kane made an early run there. He wanted the free kick to be taken quickly, but Methodist, really good awareness to get that mark on him and not allow Trinity to play it quickly to him.
Comes out to John Connor Rule. Ends up taking the space. Good pass for Hunter Kane, but he loses out in the end. Methodist with a turn. Really beautiful footwork there from Manzano. But they still force him back to the Tigers. Manzano turns.
What a turn. And that's what you want from your 6 right there. He just eases the pressure for them. It's kind of like a balloon when you're squeezing it, right?
Beautiful ball over the top, but he is offside.
It's a good ball. Good run from Floyd.
Yeah, really beautiful floated ball over the top as well from Ryan Rivera.
To finish my analogy, not leave anybody hanging. It's like a balloon. When you're squeezing it, it's about to pop. That's what it's like when you have Trinity keeping that pressure on you. That's the hands around the balloon. They're keeping them on. What Manzano is able to do with that turn is he just releases all the pressure. He takes the hands off the balloon and he lets it go back to its natural shape.
Yeah, Manzano's had a really big say in these early stages. Junior midfielder out of West Palm Beach. He was second team All-Conference last year in USA South. Players competing for it in midfield. Another ball sent forward over the top, but dealt with by Rule, who's drifted a little more centrally. With 3 in the back right now. Smith goes forward.
Great strength from Powell there to beat his man.
Lays it back off. Good opportunity here for Powell. Good challenge from Methodist. Puts it out for a throw.
I was really impressed by Will Powell on Friday. His ability to be confident and take on the first man every time he gets the ball is just sensational. That's what you want from a wide player.
And it's going to come back off Trinity and be a goal kick for the Monarchs. Or an offside. Might have been the call there. Because it's come along. Or he gathered it, I'm guessing, is actually what happened while I was looking down. Should make more sense. Throw in here for Methodist. They're going to have a sub. It's going to be Brogan Murphy coming on for his collegiate debut. First year forward out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Also played volleyball in high school. 5'10". No, he looked small coming on, but that's because he was coming in to replace the 6'2" frame of Stephen Floyd. So Tigers trying to work it out at the back. Controlled by Lynch under just a little bit of pressure, but very calmly gets it out wide right. Sent long, but not in the right direction, although a great run there from Hunter Kane, but just couldn't get the ball. Made sure he didn't get the man, though. That was important because that could have been a yellow. Murphy, fresh legs, tries to cross it in. Blocked by Cam Smith. Ball stays in. John Connor Rule for Kane. Kane just poor pass. Couldn't get it out. It finds Carson Stretz.
Yeah, his first touch has been letting him down today.
Manzano has a go. Much too high, much too wide. And it'll be a goal kick for the Tigers.
But again, that move by Methodist was set up by Manzano picking the ball up in midfield, beating his first defender with a turn and then playing a ball over the top.
Ball sent long. I think it's going to beat the Tigers out. If it didn't, it was kicked out anyway, trying to gather it. So the end result is pretty much the same. Monarchs will have a throw in here as we enter the last 10 minutes of the first half. Tigers getting ready to make some changes as well. Headed on by the Tigers. Gathered, though, by Casey Atwell. Atwell plays it back for Rivera, who I think's had a great game. He's very good at this, sending that ball forward over the top of the defenders. I think Trinity have gotten a little wise to it and are trying to defend it. Foul on the man there.
Four changes coming for Trinity. I know you mentioned that they were making subs, but 4 changes. This is the second time in the half that they will be making a 4-person substitution if they stick with this change.
Trinity wanted them to be precise about the ball, and they're being precise about it. They're pushing them back.
Yeah, and
that was a request from Trinity, so cannot complain that they've been pushed back there.
Yep. And they're having Ramirez come over, so they've got 2 over the ball. I would think it will be Dugan to take it. He was the one that was there first.
Dugan does take it, just not enough on that. He
He's
seems
clearly
frustrated
yeah.
about it. Beautiful ball in. John Connorall heads it down. The run was there from Perryman, but he just couldn't put it away, couldn't get there quick enough. Tigers, though, back on the ball. They keep possession.
That's brilliant from Will Powell. He picks it up, and all of a sudden, a burst of acceleration past 2 defenders, and then the slide tackle takes him out of bounds. He wins the corner, but he was also the player, I believe, who put the original ball into the box, the one that J.C. Rule headed down and almost was finished off by Trinity.
And so we have a change here. Jason Suko coming in. Born in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, but did play here in San Antonio in high school. He's all-state, playing with Reagan, transferred from Loyola. Sent in, too close to the keeper. Does well with the bobble, bobbles it up. So it's harder for someone to get on the end of. If you're going to do it, bubble it up.
Yeah, but it's something I talked about during the Friday game. Trinity really liked to take that set piece, the corner kicks, really in swingers close to the goalkeeper. Makes it really difficult for the goalkeeper. There can be chaos in the middle. You line everybody up in there, but hasn't worked out for them.
Tigers with a big chance. Shot goes across the face there for Joey Perryman. He's had a couple good looks tonight. Maybe getting that radar in. That was definitely closer than the first.
And for Trinity, a couple of chances in a row now coming off of turnovers from Methodist in midfield. The high press from Trinity working well. It's keeping Methodist honest. They're giving the ball away cheaply, and Trinity are pouncing on it with a lot of pace.
You've just got to take advantage of them when they come, and so far that's been the challenge for them for much of the season, has been just a lack of being able to take advantage of those opportunities. That'll be a free kick for the Monarchs. Monarchs working it up the left here. Opportunity to go and produce something here.
Again, Manzano, he's always scanning. He's always aware of where the players are around him. It allows him to turn so well, like he did just there between 2 defenders.
Just some contact there between defender and attack, which will give away the free kick that Rule will take to relieve some of that pressure. Just a few times where Methodist have had really good opportunities but are let down by being just offside, just a small foul. Those little things, if they can polish, they'd be looking a lot happier right now. So getting ready to make a change.
There'll be Stretz coming off.
Stretz is coming off.
35, Alex Lamson.
The man coming on is Alex Ramson. Made his collegiate debut on Friday.
He talked about it's easy to recognize people when they have noticeable haircuts and noticeable cleats. And he's got a noticeable haircut, the long flow out there, hard to miss on that left wing.
Yeah, easy to tell him out. This is a big pitch. It is hard for us to see the numbers on that far side. So ball goes long. Tigers trying to get it down.
It's a great flicked header from Shuey. Hunter Kane just couldn't bring it into his spell.
Yeah, well dealt with from the Monarchs defense as well.
And again, Manzano he's under so much pressure. They're putting numbers on him, and he's just able to slip through it like it's nothing.
Ramson puts pressure on, which forces that shanked clearance. Beautiful work from the Trinity assistant. Great first touch. As the Tigers give it up, and the Monarchs, well, just as I say that, oh, great work from the Monarchs. It's going to come through for Trinity, though. Big opportunity here on the right. Looks like Perryman.
Trinity have so many numbers right now. If they can get the ball in.
Can't get there. It's going to be a corner. Good defensively to give up that corner, because that cross with people running onto it would have been much more dangerous than a corner will be.
This is one thing that I did notice last game that Trinity have adapted for this game. Last game struggled with crosses in the box. Maybe there weren't enough people in there. That time there were 6 or 7 players all sprinting up the field to get up there so that Will Powell could find them.
Swung in again close to the keeper. Far post though. Just couldn't get the head on it. He's coming back and those headers are really hard to get. Good run here from Ramson. He's the fresh legs. Matched by Trinity's fresh legs. Harrison Broom slides in. So it's a throw in.
Both teams a little upset.
Both teams wanted it. I don't think the referee wanted to make a call there, but the assistant certainly wasn't helping out. It's going to be a throw for Trinity.
And I think both teams had a right to be upset there. If that's a throw-in, I think that should be a Methodist throw, but I also think that it should have been a free kick for Trinity.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, in those situations, if you don't get the ball, then you caught the man, so how can you give it as a throw?
Yep.
But I think a Trinity throw there is kind of the out, because if it's a Trinity throw, you're saying he got the ball, right? So it's an easy decision, which is what smart referees do. Smart referees, if you're in doubt, you take the decision that's the easiest decision to make, the least controversial decision. It's pretty rare that someone's going to score with the throw in from their own half, so you take that decision. Because that happens so quickly. It's no referee's fault for getting something like that and finding it difficult. It's so quick. And he's running because the ball's moved so quickly. So I think a fair decision for me. It's the easiest one to make. Really good, beautiful through ball. There's appeals for offside, but he was almost behind the ball when it was kicked. Great work off the line from Methodist. Good footwork there from Perryman.
How Perryman got through there, I have no idea.
Yeah, beautiful footwork. Runs out. It's a throw for the Tigers. What a spell here for the Tigers. They've got to make a count on the scoreboard. 2 minutes to go in the half. They don't. Now a chance perhaps on the counter for Methodist. Goes back for Atwell.
No, keep it. Going backwards. Sometimes that's what you got to do when you're in possession. Trinity recovering. All their numbers were forward, so they're all recovering back. That can be hard. It's that second spell. They're catching up to you. But if you're able to just slow it down, go backwards, Trinity will retreat, and you'll have more space.
Controlled well there by the Tigers. Going all the way back. Alex Bautov wants it here on the left. But they go right instead. He's caught him there. That is going to be a free kick for Methodist.
1 minute.
As we enter the final minute of the half. Good turn there from Bautov. Smart. And very smart to leave it for the keeper. There's a minute, so he was going to wait, I thought, to pick that up. But they played quick. Now the Tigers may be looking for one last chance as we hit the final 35 seconds in the half. Ball stays in. Methodist now. Maybe they have one more chance. Not with that ball, though. The Tigers deal with it. Chandler. Perryman goes forward. Clear to wait. Perryman again playing a little deeper. Good ball. Ford just couldn't find Sukau. It's out for a throw. One last chance. They're going to try and swing it in these last 10 seconds. Comes in just beyond everybody. Chance for a shot here from Bautov. They have the shot. It's not like basketball, to be clear on that shot. Once that buzzer had gone, time was up. It's like hockey. Once the time is over, the time is over in college soccer. It's not like other soccer where you would just have extended it. You would have just gone, yeah, but, time wasn't up. Yeah, I added 3 minutes. It was 2:58. I don't know what you're talking about. In college soccer, you can't do that as a referee, so you just have to play it. And once that buzzer goes, it goes. Because no referee in the world is going to blow halftime while the ball is headed towards goal. In a stoppage time league, you're never going to do it. But this isn't a stoppage time league. So the buzzer goes. That would not have counted. Keeper saved it anyway, because as a goalkeeper, you strategically don't want that ball going in the back of the net.
Yep.
So halftime here at Paul McGinley Field. It's Trinity 0, Methodist 0. We've got a big second half coming up. We hope you'll join us in about 15 minutes. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. Second half about to get underway here at Paul McGinley Field. I'm Chris Hockman. With me is Scott Lebo. Scott, an interesting first half. Difficult to say who was really on top there. Statistically, though, I suppose we'd go with Trinity.
Yeah, statistically, Trinity had, let's see, 35% of the ball, or 35% of their possession was in the final fourth of the field, 34% and 26% in the attacking and defensive areas of midfield, respectively. They only had the ball, 5% of their possession came in their own box. For Methodist, on the other hand, only 7% of their possession came in Trinity's box. However, they did have a decent amount of their possession in the attacking half, just couldn't find their way into that final third.
Yeah, for the most part, both teams kind of bogged down in that second third, which is the middle of the pitch. So difficult to really get things going. Trinity had a couple of good looks there. Joey Perryman especially at the end of the half. Really dangerous stuff for him. Making his... would be his first goal if he got one. Transferred from Central Connecticut, so it's his first game here with the Tigers. Enjoys playing golf in his spare time.
Coming up, the second half of
The second
play.
half getting ready to go. It's going to be Methodist in the white going from left to right on your screen. The Tigers, nope, it's the other way around. Tigers are in black. They're going to be going from left to right on your screen. Methodist in white going from right to left on your screen.
Friday, September 13th.
Next match up for Trinity is against Whitworth on Friday at 7:30 p.m. But join us early because it's Southwestern versus Berry at 5:30. Methodist, their next game, is going to be at Hood College on Saturday at 4 p.m. So a little bit of a longer break than normal for them as they head out to Hood to play that one. We'll see how the changes are made and how things change, because something's got to change. Both sides not getting enough done to score and win this match. Really only a couple of genuinely good looks here.
Well, I can already notice one change to the Trinity starting lineup that started the game, not that finished the half, but Ramirez is back in this half. He finished the half on the field. He did not start the game.
Yeah, he did start on Friday, and so adding him back in, I'll say Will Powell, who didn't start this evening.
A few players who didn't start but did finish the half are back in the game. Noticing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them across the field didn't start, finished the half. They're in now.
That was a very emphatic start the half whistle from Melvin Rivas. Foul there. It's going to be a free kick here for Methodist. Decent position to set something up for the Monarchs. So opportunities here. That's either the biggest 10 yards I've ever seen or...
Methodist want to play this short ball out here. The coaching staff are yelling at them to take it short to this guy on the outside there.
And they ignore the coaching staff and go long. Punched, though, from Josh Lynch. Maybe unnecessarily. I think that might have been going wide.
I think it might have been going wide, but he hasn't had too much to do in this game, so maybe just a little nervy, a little anxious to start the half.
So throw in here for Methodist. Going to be a long throw, obviously. Swung in right on the penalty spot. Tigers get up there and clear it, multiple of them. So I couldn't tell you who that got that touch. Caleb Thomas can't get around his man. Good block, though, from Methodist. The Monarchs trying to work it out. Manzano, we've said his name a lot. He's been on the ball a lot. Goes out for Atwell. Atwell back to Manzano. Manzano swinging it in, going far post, going a little too close to the keeper. Josh Lynch claims.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a back post run from Alcaron, but he didn't make the run as centrally as maybe They expected, they wanted it to be, and in the end, it doesn't come off for them.
Ball sent forward. There's a block. It's going to run out. Be a throw in. So throw in here for the Tigers in a good position to attack.
Few decoys. They might go along with it here. It looks like they will.
Sent long, near post. Tigers getting control, trying to get it, tripped on it a little bit, and good work from the Monarchs to get it away. Standing up, not getting stuck in. Very good run back, though, from Baltov.
There's a track meet there between Baltov and Alicorn to see who could get there first. But in the end, Baltov just held him off. I think he had a little bit of a head start maybe, but he wins the race.
So throw in here for the Tigers, just inside their own half. Big contest, ball stays in. Big run here from Powell on the right. He wants the switch. It doesn't come. Instraw for Knutson. Big run, crossed over. Powell was deeper though. Ball doesn't fall for the Tigers. Big run from Powell.
Great tackle, wow.
Yeah, good shoulder-to-shoulder work here. Powell keeps going, gets in the box, almost falling over as he does really well to get that ball in. Cleared away well by Methodist.
Powell, this is what he likes to do. He likes to take on a first defender, and he continues to be aggressive when he gets the ball.
Well done, Edie.
Good work from Rule to get on there. Goes to ground, but I think he lost his balance. Nothing in that for me. Ball's going to be sent away for the Tigers again. Rule playing wide now.
I think it's because in this formation they like to have the two defenders, either the two center backs get wide, and then Ramirez, he's the sixth that's dropping back in between them.
Good run here from Perryman. Perryman plays it into the middle. A lot of bodies from Methodist in the way. Rule comes forward again, long way up. Rides a challenge, gets the throw. Trinity play it on quickly. Perryman loses out in that battle though. Cleared away.
And I've just now noticed Luke Chandler played all of the first half, and he played almost all of Trinity's first game at center back until late in the game when they wanted to make a, substitution for set pieces. He's not in right now.
Stopping the clock, Melvin Rivas says no hands in the air, please, to Paul McGinley. That's probably the fourth time he's spoken to him. I think if you had to speak with a player 4 times, you would have produced a yellow by now.
Maybe he had the over on how long it would take Paul McGinley to get his first yellow of the season.
Right, we're already way over that. He said it'd be 5 minutes. We're at almost 140. That's an unfortunate free kick from the keeper. He might have slipped a little bit on that. Or he's saying he slipped to salvage his pride. That's what he seemed to be communicating with the management. Ball thrown in quickly for Perryman. So Perryman's going to gather it in, tries to get around his man. Sends it back, but it had already run out of play. Suspected it had. It's going to be a goal kick for Methodist. I'll be hoping it's a better one than the earlier free kick.
And Trinity have been doing a lot of work down this right side byline, just cutting across right on the end line.
Yeah, it's been a lot of stuff coming up the right here through Perryman. It'll be interesting to see how that changes throughout the half, because we're going to see personnel changes, tactical changes. Trinity didn't really get going on Friday until they went behind. And so from a Trinity perspective, you'd definitely be hoping that doesn't happen again. You got to start really going. I think they've come out of the second half brighter as that ball looked for Will Powell, but kind of went in between Powell and Perryman. Perryman puts up a fight, but it's going to be a throw for Methodist.
I think I'd agree. I do think Trinity have started the second half brighter all around, but it hasn't been as bright in the final third. They were really good in the final third in that first half, created a lot of really dangerous opportunities. So far in this half, I'm not sure the shot opportunities have been just as good as they were last half.
So free kick here for Methodist. Caleb Thomas over it to clear it away. Send long. Runs out. No, kept in. Good work. It is a very wide pitch here at Paul McGinley Field. Good cross in. Big chance. Good clearing header. It's going to be a corner for Methodist. Danger signs there for Trinity. That was Stephen Floyd again, who scored the goal on Friday. Didn't quite see who had the header because, of course, all their numbers were turned away from us and it was a diving header. So.
Yeah, I do think Floyd actually won the header first. I think it takes a deflection after his initial header.
Which was the signal the referee made. I don't know if it caught on the camera, but he did signal sort of a double touch with his hands. And that's why he gave the decision he gave. He's asking for two players to come over. He's going to have a chat.
This often happens on corner kicks. A lot of pushing, a lot of pulling in the box when you're trying to get position in the middle. Sometimes the ref will have a discussion and say what he doesn't like to have happen.
There's a lot of options, so we'll see where they go here. Go middle. Cleared away well by the Tigers.
Yeah, it's Luke Chandler's replacement as well.
Yeah, I believe that was Sukal who got it away there. Or Owen Hoy, a debutant,
Getting
transferred in from
minutes, yeah.
Clemson. Didn't play at Clemson, so he's still a first-year player. Sent long. Methodist are going to try and shepherd it out. Not entirely successfully. Referee looks at his assistant, and the assistant says, no, he did get it successfully shepherded out.
Took a little bit more effort than maybe he would have liked, but he got it there in the end.
Yeah, definitely slowed up on him. I think more than anybody was expecting. That ball really started to die towards the end of the byline. 10 minutes gone almost in the second half. Still scoreless here between the Trinity Tigers and the Methodist Monarchs. Wherever you're joining us from here on Tiger Network, pleasure to have you with us this evening on Labor Day weekend. Oh, unfortunate footwork there from the Monarchs on the far side. It's going to be a throw-in for Trinity. They're going to be kicking themselves if this play results in a goal. Good chest down. Good run right to the challenge well, does Knutson. Beats one, can't beat the second. Big appeal for a foul from the bench. It is given, so it's a free kick. John Connorall, of course, coming forward to use his height.
You know, it's interesting. I honestly think Adam Knutson got fouled multiple times in that exchange. He just, rode the first challenge, rode the second challenge, tried to keep going. In the end, though, pulled back, and the referee makes the right decision.
Yeah, which can happen in these scenarios. You ride one, you're like, well, he stayed on his feet, he kept the ball, we'll keep going, we'll see what happens. So, free kick opportunity, virtual corner. Methodist playing an offside trap here too. Looking near post, flicked on! Trying to find the man at the far post. It was John Connorall that came running on far post. It was just a little too high for him to get on the end of. Needed to be 6'3" instead of 6 feet.
Yeah, brilliant set play from Trinity, though. Braden Shuey, I think, is the one that wins the first header, flicks it onto the back post. Those could be really dangerous. John Connorall basically unmarked at the back post. If it had been at the right height for him to get his head on it, it would have been 1-0.
Yeah, Braden Shuey did get his first assist last year. Methodist turning, weaving, Trying to find Thomas. Ball had already run out, though, I believe. So it's a free kick. We're going to stop the clock. Coach unhappy with that. Manzano gets a yellow card.
Yeah, I think he kicked the ball away, stopped Trinity from playing the ball early.
This coach says it's silly. It's a silly yellow card. There's no other word for it. It's a ridiculous yellow to take.
Yeah, I think the coach got it exactly right. He said they're not going to counter here. This isn't the opportunity. And it's true. There are times when playing the ball away like that can be strategical. You're stopping a dangerous opportunity for the other team. That was not one of them. And a silly yellow card. Marzano, he's been really good today, but that's a silly one.
Yeah, it's not a card you need to take, you know. Or cards you need to take. That wasn't one of them. So, you know, and he's a better player than that too. He was in the second team all-conference. Played ODP with Florida. Caleb Thomas now on the ball. Atwell, Manzano. Chipping over the top. It's going to die just a little bit in the winds. Throw in for the Monarchs. Goes back. Monarchs working it forward on the right. Chance to cross it in. It's blocked. Stays in. Does it? Yes, it does. Throw in now.
Great effort there from Knutson. I think that ball would have run out for a Methodist corner kick. That's what they were shielding for. But Knutson gets back, slides in. It's not a big difference when you think about it. They're probably going to do a long throw. But in the grand scheme of things, the difference between a corner and a throw-in can be huge.
Yeah, throw is much, much preferred to a corner. Looks like a changeable ball might have gotten flat. So they've changed the ball out. Throw in. Set long, near post, just over the head of those Monarchs attacking players, cleared away authoritatively by Trinity. It's going to go out for a throw. Unfortunately, the other ball that's in that corner is the ball that just got rejected by the referees for being flat. So we see our ball student come rounds and bring it over because the pump is right over here. Ball sent long. Keeper almost spills it in the end, Joey Lynch.
And now this is dangerous. It's Will Powell. He's got so much speed. They could go here.
Slows up, though.
And it's Manzano who gets there to slow him up. Really good recovery from the center.
Great work from Will Powell, though. Finds Perryman, who kind of nutmegged himself earlier. Sent in. Far post! Just above Ramirez. Just couldn't get to him.
Yeah, I think Braden Shuey could have won that header there if he had jumped. But then Shuey, he did crash into Gore in goal, and the defenders were having none of that. He ran straight into him, pushed him into the back of the net, and the defenders came over, gave him a little shove back, so the referee having some words now.
Coming over. Interestingly, hasn't chosen to stop the clock here. That's the call from the Trinity bench, is you got to stop the clock, ref. He didn't, so the clock ran through that. It's the referee's decision to stop the clock. He chose not to, but usually in those situations in college soccer, you'll see the clock stopped. Ball sent long. Headed forward by the Tigers for Perryman. Perryman gets touch, goes forward. He has some support now, but he'll settle for the corner.
Yeah, he wanted to cut back on his right foot, just that touch with the outside of the boot, cut back across, let the defenders run across, and maybe have a shot from there. Good defending. They were aware to that. But it'll be a corner kick for Louis Instrol to take down in this corner. It's a little tough to take corners down there.
Especially this time of night. It's so dark over there. You can almost not see him because of how dark it is, and they're wearing a black jersey. Which might be a tactic, honestly. Goes in short for Instrol. Scored on Friday. Doesn't yet. And by Instrol, I mean Knutson.
Yeah, he was left a little bit unmarked in the middle there, Knutson. But the delivery is kind of tough to deal with that type of ball from the corner. Coaching staff for Trinity.
Coaching staff counting, but they weren't looking at the clock, which is counting actual seconds. They were counting the seconds I count when I'm when I'm running. I'm really quick. Except they're doing the opposite of that.
That would make you.
That would make me slow.
Yeah.
They're doing the count I do when I'm telling someone I want something in 10 seconds. I don't know when that would come up.
You're doing a 10-second sprint. You got to time yourself.
Yeah, 10
so you know
second
you're going to
bam.
sprint for 10 seconds. So you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I did it. I'm done. Throw in for the Monarchs. Great work defensively from Methodist to win that throw. Phenomenal stuff. Just a bit of a lull in the game, honestly.
It's a bit cagey. Neither team really having some real dangerous opportunities.
Player tried to kick the ball out of play and kicked it into a wall, which brought it even more into the field of play.
Dugan, who's been impressive, seems to be limping a little bit. He's just signaled to the bench that he wants a sub. I think it's something in his right leg, almost his knee is what it looks like, but I'm not going to speculate any further than that.
Yeah, Dugan making his debut for Trinity, transferred over from NC Wilmington. He trained with Cagliari Academy in Italy.
He's clearly wincing. He's touching the ball here. He's wincing every time. It's his right leg. It is his right knee. He has signaled to the bench once again that he needs a sub.
I think the only way he's gonna get the clock stopped is if he goes down. He's trying to stretch it out right now. Trinity now with the chance. Be an interesting way to go out if it went into the back of the net. It doesn't. Runs out for a goal kick. They can't sub. Trinity can't sub on this goal kick.
Smart play from
He's going to go to ground now to try and stop the clock. He has been struggling, so it's a legitimate going to ground.
Yep.
But maybe he should have done it a while ago. So they're going to almost certainly make a sub.
Yeah, he looks in some discomfort even now. I think he was grabbing at his hamstring late there, but
and so Mark Donaway looks like he's going to come on. It's going to be a 1-for-1 sub because they're allowed to make the change since Trinity are making the change for the injury. So Alex Rampson coming on for Methodist. Made his collegiate debut on Friday. He was All-State in high school, the first-year forward.
Will be number 35, Alex Ransom.
He was All-State in North Carolina. It's definitely going to get you noticed by Methodist in North Carolina.
Entering for Trinity, number 19, Mark Donnelly.
And yeah, it is Donnelly coming on for the Tigers. He went to ground to try and force the change to be made. He got what he wanted. I do think there should be a place in college soccer to just make the sub like everybody else does in the world. There's no sense carrying an injured player just because it's not your throw. I think it's patently ridiculous. I don't think there should be any change to the substitutions rule. If the ball's out of play, you should be able to substitute. Because situations like this just make it harder for referees because, completely understandably, Methodists are frustrated because they've just seen a player just lie down and get subbed.
yep.
And yes, he's injured, but he still shouldn't, under the rules, he's not allowed to be subbed in that situation. He has to keep going. And there's no reason for it. They should just sub anytime the ball's out of play.
Yeah, and
it'd be much easier.
The ref will often make that decision to stop the clock if a player's down and the play is already stopped. But Methodist right to be upset. I mean, that's technically not required of the referee, so his decision to do that is his choice, and in that case, it benefits Trinity.
So Trinity back on the ball. Oh, 21 of the 22 players, because, of course, goalkeeper's in his own half. Sold him out there. Beautiful work.
Great
on
turn
the ball.
from Knutson.
Knutson has another go. He scored a bomb on Friday, sends it wide.
That was a good shot, though. Low and away. That's where you want it. Just wide of that far post.
Methodist get it started quickly. Not a great ball in. He grabs his head in his hands after sending that in. When you've got a head coach who was a goalkeeper, you know he's not going to be happy, and he's not.
Yeah, that's more than once in this half that been
that is
very upset with scoring.
not the first time that Gore has misplaced a pass like that, and that's basics. And he rushed it. He rushed it, and that's what's so frustrating about it. Had he have taken his time and made the mistake, hey, mistakes happen, but he rushed himself, and you just go, well, if you didn't rush yourself, maybe that wouldn't have been so bad. That could have been so much worse for Methodist than it ended up being. Fortunate to get away with it. Throw in from the Tigers. It's in the box. They've let it bounce. Shot comes, but a free kick for Methodist to relieve the pressure. There comes a point where you're wondering, should Gore keep taking them? If he's going to keep having mistakes like that, should one of the defenders clear it away? Is there a mechanics problem here? Is there a knock that's making it harder on himself? I don't know. We'll see how well this one goes. That's much better from Gore. Much better from Gore. Unfortunately, just a little too much on it. Now, good ball over the top for Shuey. Appeal for a handball. Shuey, though, smartly keeps playing. Doesn't stop and appeal. He puts his hands up and appeals. And so it's a throw-in for Trinity again. Or is it a Methodist throw? I don't think Trinity actually wanted to make the sub, but it is going to happen regardless. So, coming in is Perales, and coming in for the Monarchs is Brogan Murthy. Perales, junior forward from Corpus Christi, having big time this year. It feels like a breakout year for Perales, which is exciting. He's been around the team for a while. Appeal for a handball was off the back of his head.
Yeah, Perales, like I said earlier, had those injury problems early on, so it's great to see him getting out there, getting consistent minutes now.
Ball thrown in. Flicked on. Subtle little push there from Rule. Knew he wasn't going to get caught. It's the dark arts sometimes. Instrel. That's Powell. Powell muscled out of that. That's beautiful stuff there from Stretz. Going for a little bit of a heavy touch from Manzano. Manzano loses out. Powell plays it back for Rule.
They double team him there. Manzano's been really good all game, but Donnelly and Perryman just right on him as soon as he gets the ball.
Cleared away. This long ball's working out for Trinity, but I don't think it's the style they really want to play.
No, and it's working out, but I don't think it's going to lead to a goal. It keeps getting them these set pieces and these throw-ins down here, but they haven't been able to do anything with them. I don't think this is the way that Trinity want to keep playing, and maybe, just maybe, head coach Paul McGinley is going to try and communicate that to his team, that they need to go back to their normal way of playing.
Throwing comes near post, cleared away, but only as far as the taker. Knutson, maybe it'll fall back for Knutson again. He's going to let it run out for a throw again. Another throw for Trinity. As Harrison Broom gets ready, throw comes in near post again, flicked on. Nobody there, keeper grabs. Trey Gore.
It's a good effort from Aiden Perales there, but when a ball's coming in from a throw-in like that, it just doesn't have a lot of power on it. And so when you're trying to flick it backwards, it's really hard to generate power. Normally when you're flicking it, you just want to reroute the power from the original ball in, and he couldn't quite do that with that one.
Good effort there from Perales, but he used his hands when trying to get away from his man.
Yep.
Can't do that.
And it's a little silly as well because the first touch from the defender was poor. I think the ball might have been going out of play regardless if Perales pushed him or not.
Well, it did eventually go out. I mean, obviously the whistle went, so players were less interested in going for it, but the ball naturally was going out. Good control here. The Tigers trying to get something going as we're about to hit the final 20 minutes of the match. This is about when Trinity really stepped it up on Friday. Haven't been a ton of subs from Trinity in this second half. Pressure came, but good work to get out of it. Finds Rule. Rule goes short for Perryman. It was a good ball. He shaped like he was going to go long. Kind of sucked them into it, opened up the space for Perryman. Work here from Stretz. Goes to ground, looks at the referee. Referee says no, thank you. Rule comes out, chests it down, but it was just a bit too strong. Physical stuff here. He's going to call a foul. It's going to be for Trinity.
Yep.
For mine, both players were grabbing massive handfuls of shirt there.
Yeah, I think Powell was trying to shield a little bit there, in my opinion, and he was just getting grabbed, pulled away from the ball as he's trying to shield. I do agree, though, that both players were being extremely physical right then.
Yeah, very physical. Throw in for the Monarchs. It's going to be Harrison Broom coming back in. Junior midfielder out of Anderson, South Carolina. All-region in high school. He was in the USA South All-Sportsmanship team last season. But he had a vital goal last year, scored the goal in a 6-0 win, scored the last goal that clinched them the regular season title. So he can come up big when it matters. Cleared away by the Tigers. It's going to stay in, though. The wind just shifted, which keeps it in.
So what was the situation there? You said that he scored the last goal of the 6. They needed goal differential to win the title on the last day?
The game clinched him the win, but he scored the 6.
Gotcha.
Alex Ramson coming back in. The first-year forward out of Jacksonville, but Jacksonville, North Carolina. Not the other one. Not Jacksonville, Florida.
Cam Smith coming back in. He started the game. He's in for Baltov, who is playing at that left back position.
He had a big break there, almost a 20, 30-minute break. In fact, much more than that. Almost a 40-minute break for Smith.
Yeah, he hasn't been in this half.
Cleared away by Lynch. Yeah, that should never have been a Trinity ball. It was good work from Knutson to get back and jump high to gather it in. I think the other player coming on, was it Lopez?
Yeah. Lopez comes in for Ramirez. Lopez has been typically playing more in that number 10, the center attacking mid role, but it looks right now like he's dropped into one of those defensive midfield roles, and Louis Instrol is playing in that number 10. Although they just switched, that could just be for marking purposes.
Could be. Julian Lopez's brother, Anthony, plays at North Carolina. Big soccer school. They've let it bounce, Trinity. Joshua Lynch didn't get there. Cleared away.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision. I'm not sure who it was at the front post who let it bounce. J.C. Rule did a really good job to get it away, but the Trinity coaching staff reaffirming what we're saying on the broadcast, yelling at their team not to let it bounce.
Good chance for a header, but Lynch covers well. Just couldn't get enough. It was behind his head. It's hard to get the power going behind you.
Continues to be the theme of this half, though, that long throw-ins seem to be both teams' best opportunity to score.
Rule gets it back, played long, but right into Louis Instrol, who didn't know anything about it. Good little dive there, though.
Relax, keep the ball, boys. Relax, Caleb. Just relax and keep the ball.
Methodist almost want to take the sting out of the game a little bit here. Trinity working really hard off the ball, but Methodist just want to keep it and take the sting out. Although that hold-up play from Floyd was really good. Could have put them in, gave them an opportunity to gain some field position here.
Yeah, good territorial game here for the Monarchs. Thrown down the wing. Ball comes back out for Thomas.
Get something out of it, Alex.
Taking it wide.
We gotta get something out of it. We gotta get a goal in, boys.
Ends with a goal kick for the Tigers.
The Trinity coaching staff almost looked perplexed over there. Really not sure what's going wrong for their team. Just confused looks on the faces of the coaching staff. They're trying to figure out some type of solution, something to make it work, because on paper and the way that it has looked, this formation, this strategy should be perfect for them, but they can't get goals out of it.
Yeah, they have lost a lot of their strike force. You know, Shenad J no longer with the team after he graduated.
You know, Michael Meese not dressed on the sideline right now. I saw him earlier in street clothes. He's injured, probably going to miss. Maybe I heard the first 4 games, so 2 more games after this one is what the rumor is.
Yeah, it could be longer. We'll see what happens. But Meese is just, it's a story of a career that's just been absolutely curtailed by injury. Was an All-American, then missed a whole season for injury almost. Came back last year from that injury, but injured again in the off-season, so it's unfortunate. Ball thrown in for the Tigers quickly. Perryman's on it. Good work defensively from the Monarchs, right on their own byline. Looks like Stretz getting ready to come back in. Sent long, but it's going to go into touch. Take out those poor fans under the tree. So we hit the final 15 minutes of the match. Trinity 0, Methodist 0. Both sides are looking for their first win of the season. Chance here for Methodist. No question of offside because he was in his own half.
Well dealt with by Rule, though. He's always very calm and collected, despite the fact that he seems to play so frantically.
Tigers working it up the left. Good opportunity here to build something. Tried to pass to get around the defender, but I think for me, went the wrong way around him. Should have gone on the other side and would probably have won that. He's going to need support going forward here. Maybe an attempted foul, but couldn't get him. Goes all the way back for Lynch. Pressure onto Lynch. Pressure onto him. Big pressure. Dove in. Had he have gotten any part of that ball, that was it. It was 1-0 for Methodist.
Yeah, very nearly. Hoy did a really good job. He won the ball back cleanly after Donnelly tried to foul in the build-up, but then his back pass just put Lynch under a little bit of trouble. Lucky to get away with that one, Trinity.
Perryman forced back. Tries to turn. Cannot beat Thomas at all. And Rule now forced all the way back again to Lynch. Absolutely not what Trinity would be wanting to do. It's not their style to go back this frequently.
Yeah.
But Methodist just standing up. They're just not giving them any options.
Yeah, I also think Floyd is posing some problems right now. He's planting himself basically on Donnelly in the middle of that back 3 in attack, where Donnelly drops in between the 2 center backs. Makes it really difficult. Donnelly's supposed to be the furthest, deepest player, the transition player. He's supposed to allow the switch. But if he's getting marked by Floyd, when JC turns there, he can't play Donnelly. He has to go all the way back to Lynch.
Yeah, it's been great work from Methodist. They bring on 2 of their stronger players back in. Carson Stretz and Matthew Manzano. Stretz, sophomore forward, played every game last season as a first-year player. His sister Cheyenne played soccer at Longwood. Throw in for Methodist deep in their own half. Clock starting to be a challenge. A goal here would almost certainly be the winner. Another Methodist throw. Thrown in, tried to turn. Turning's the right idea. Ball's coming out well here for Carson Stretz. It's a good ball forward. It's going to be a fight for it.
Lynch gets there first, though. He's calm and collected under pressure there. That's a tough one when you and a striker are racing for it. Lucky for Lynch, he made it there quite a bit quicker. There was no danger of any contact in the end.
Thomas on the ball. No, lets it run for a throw. Thrown in by Thomas. Rule's going to leap up and get this. Thomas tries to, but wins the throw.
Looks like Trinity are getting set to make a pretty attacking sub. Hunter Kane about to come on. He's a very good attacking player, great with the ball at his feet.
Forced back to Gore. Decent clearance. Oh, it's a poor header from Trinity. Big chance. Won't be offside. Made himself big. He's outside the box. That's going to be a straight red. Absolutely straight red. Easy decision for the official there. Big mistake from Joshua Lynch. You have to know where your box is at all times as a goalkeeper. Massive error from him. Referee has no other option. He has to send him. And it's a red card for Joshua Lynch, which means there's going to have to be a substitution.
Yep.
or they're going to have to immediately put an outfield player in goal. So it looks like Sapathi's coming back on, but they're going to have to take someone off, which also means that Trinity can do Methodist can do a 1-for-1 switch.
Yeah, I think it's interesting for me. I don't want to put that on Josh Lynch. He's put in such a tough position. I almost feel like he makes that decision for the red card. Maybe he realizes that ball's going in the back of the net. He takes the red card over the goal. You never know. But in the end, for me, it's the poor header back from Donnelly that gives it away. It just basically provides itself as a through ball for Floyd, and then Floyd's one-on-one with Lynch. Lynch is put in no man's land, gets the red card, and Trinity are down to 10 men.
Nah, I think he had other options than doing what he did. It was so close to the edge of the area. He holds back one more moment, and he doesn't give that red card. That was a bad giveaway. But, yes, ultimately the fault lies with the header. It was a terrible header back that created the opportunity for Methodist. But you got to know where your box is, because I don't think he went out going, well, I'll get a red card. I think he went out thinking he was in his box.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think what he realizes is I think you're right in his positioning is wrong. He can stay in the box, but once the ball is shot and he's outside the box like that, he knows if he lets that go past him, that's when he makes the decision, I'll take the red card rather than letting this go in the back of the net. But his positioning was off. I agree with that.
So there's a lot of communication going on. When this kind of red card happens, it's difficult because you do have to take out an outfield player. So they got to make sure that nobody snuck on. Hunter Kane has stayed by the sideline, which is correct because you can only sub out, can only make a sub in that situation for bringing in the goalkeeper.
Yep. This is a similar position to where Grimm won the game against Methodist on Friday.
Yeah,
they could potentially win the game with this.
Big opportunity for Methodist. That's a beautiful free kick put in by Casey Atwell. Does well. Gives us the Ronaldo celebration. And boy, oh boy, what a mistake from Trinity. Horrible mistake. Gives it up. Referee telling the Monarchs players to calm down. Certainly getting pretty vocal in those celebrations. But wow, what a free kick from Casey Atwell.
Yeah, what a free kick. The Monarch celebrations were intense. They started drifting over towards that Trinity bench. Some of the Trinity players were eyeing them up, looking over. It's tense right now. It's a 1-goal lead for Methodist, and wow, what a free kick. Shades of Grimm from Friday night, the exact thing that did exactly what Methodist will hope to do to Trinity right now. Win it late. Great free kick, whipped in, up and down, over the wall, into that top left corner. Nothing Sapathi could do.
Yeah, you got to feel for Sapathi. The first thing he does tonight is pick the ball out of his own net, thanks to his starter getting a red. That is Casey Atwell's 11th goal of his career, first of the season. Ball going wide. Again, Trinity did not start playing on Friday until they went a goal down, so maybe they'll play harder. Now there it is. It's an equalizer.
It's Adam
Not
Knutson
even a
again.
minute. Knutson makes it 1-1. And the Tigers get in the face of the Methodist bench.
And now the Methodist bench want to go back the other way. This is getting really tense.
I will say it's disappointing to see coaching staff do that. It's one thing for the players who are barely older than children, but for a coach who should know better, that's disappointing.
No, and I do understand it from both points of view. I think early on, there's a big conversation right now. Both the two head coaches are. I think it's unfortunate. Early on in the game, Methodist head coach was just poking some fun at McGinley, and I think now the assistant coach gets really frustrated with the way that Methodist celebrated their goal. They did get very close. Their players came over towards Trinity's half, and I could see the way the Trinity bench was looking. One of the Methodist coaching staff actually had to keep some of the Methodist players back, make sure they didn't cross over midfield. But now an assistant coach for Trinity comes over, celebrates, comes all the way into Methodist half, It's unfortunate we haven't even talked about Knutson's goal. It was great build-up by Trinity. Will Powell played in down the line. And again, he's been dangerous all day. Every single time he's gotten in the game for Trinity, he's come down this right wing with such pace. He cuts the ball back, and there's Knutson. He's old, reliable. He scores so many important goals. That time, he just puts it to the back post. That's what you want to do from a cutback. Goalkeeper scrambling. He's been at the near post. Header from a Methodist player almost keeps it out, but it ends up in the back of the net, and we're 1-1 here after almost 80 minutes of no goals. We've got 2 goals in 2 minutes, and now could be 3.
It's not, though, because the flag is up. He's offside, no goal. It would be really fascinating if Trinity started playing when the opening whistle went instead of waiting to go 1-0 down.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's almost something of like an underdog mentality that helps Trinity. When Trinity are tied, they have this presence. They think they're the best. Maybe they get a little bit cocky. They play a certain way. When they go down, they're dogs. They fight. They give it their all. It's a big difference when Trinity go down. And you can see it the way that the bench reacts to the goal, the way that the teams are all of a sudden there's all this chaos, there's this animosity and fouling all over the field.
Yeah, I think that's something Trinity have definitely got to work on. You've got to start playing from the first whistle. If you go behind in the 89th minute, you can't start playing in the 89th minute. But now they're looking like world beaters. Where was this for the first 80 minutes of the match?
Yeah, it took them 1 attack to go up the field and score.
And 2, except for being offside.
Yep.
So had this have been how they started, they could have easily had this match in hand. They didn't. They wait till they go behind to really start playing. Good ball, far post. Chance there to make it 2. Great save from Satpathy. Big appeal for a handball. Referee says absolutely not.
Not for me at all. I believe it hit his chest, but even if it hits his hand there, there's nothing he can do about it. You're not going to get that call in 2024.
Yeah, no referee's going to give that, especially in a game this tense.
Yeah.
You know, if it was 5-1, you might be like, yeah, fine. That's not the scenario we're in. Offside. Just a silly offside on a set piece where you're looking up the line again.
Yeah, and I think that's why there's so much animosity right now that both teams, their coaching staffs have been upset with them. Teams have been making silly mistakes all game. Emotions are running high. People are frustrated with their teammates, with themselves, and now with the other team. Both of them were on edge here.
Yeah, Will Powell with the throw-in. It's going to go to Methodist now, though. That was Knutson's 15th goal of his career, by the way. Sent long, but it's going to go too close to Satpathy, who almost certainly wasn't expecting to play.
No.
I imagine would have been told that Joshua Lynch was getting the full 90.
Yeah, and with 12 minutes left to go in the game, I'm sure he didn't expect an injury or a red card to put him into the game. But here we are, Trinity down a man, tie game after they equalized just after that brilliant free kick. What a game it has been for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's incredible how little time has gone past. Big mistake from Will Powell. It goes out for a throw-in for Methodist.
Now, I'll tell you, we are in for a chaotic finish no matter what happens here. It had been, and like you said, at one point, it came to a lull. We had a lull in the game. Nothing was really happening. Looked like maybe both teams were content with the tie, even if they wouldn't admit it. Not anymore.
Perryman just can't gather it. Appeals for a handball. Absolutely not. That came off his chest. I think Trinity are going to yell for literally anything to be a handball at this point. They always do.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the Trinity bench maybe takes on the personality of their head coach a little bit. He gets angry with referees very easily, and as do their bench. It's a lot of emotion on that bench. There's always something happening when Trinity's playing.
Caleb Mott getting ready to come on for Methodist. Interesting note, 100% of Methodist games this year have had a red card.
Yep, yeah.
So, you know.
They'll be happy it wasn't against them this time.
It's a message out there for Hood.
Either you're getting a red card, Hood, or Methodist are getting one.
It ain't ending with 22, apparently. So corner here for Trinity, like you've pointed out. They really do pack close to the keeper. He hasn't looked vulnerable with his ball handling skills. It's been his distribution that's been the problem.
No, and the one shot that caught him out was a brilliant shot to the back side. And, you know, when Powell is carrying that ball into the box. He's dribbling at your near post. So you as the goalkeeper, your job is to mark the back or the near post and let your defenders take care of the rest. In that case, the defenders didn't mark Knutson. That has nothing to do with Gore in terms of giving the goal away.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can do. It's just a good switch at the play from Trinity to get that goal. It's just been his distribution that has been the problem for him tonight.
And only on 2 occasions, I think, in this second half. So not the worst of days for him.
Tigers just can't control. 6.5 minutes to go here. Tense stuff. The energy here is ratcheted up. That's a great run from Cam Smith. Puts his defender on his rear end. Good turn again here for the Tigers. Another defender goes down, clipped from behind.
That's a bad foul.
He's going to stop the clock, so it's going to be a yellow. He gets him in the corner. Yellow card issued there. Can't quite see who it was to, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because, of course, it happens in the far side from us where we can't see anything at the best of times, and it's dark now, so.
Yeah, but it looked to me to be yellow card, probably for dangerous play more than anything else, sliding into the standing leg of Adam Knutson there. And this will be taken like a corner kick, I'm assuming.
Monarchs are asking for the change for a player injured, which is what Trinity got earlier, so it is a fair ask.
Yep.
And they are going to get it. It's a sub for the card, of course, is the other thing. Good point from the Monarchs bench. I completely forgot about the yellow card. They're allowed to sub for the card. Did take a bit of a knock too. So we're going to get the trainers coming over to the Monarchs bench to have a look here. Big opportunity, a virtual corner here for Trinity.
You can just feel the tension.
There's
in
a
the air
very
right
tense.
now.
We're between the two benches
Yeah.
here, and you can feel it.
Yeah. When that second goal went in and the celebrations were going on, I was a little concerned for a little bit that I was going to have to play mediator and get off the call.
Yeah, it was an interesting course. We do have an NCAA representative here to manage the game. Every school does has a home official that's there as a neutral arbiter. Poor free kick into the wall. It's going to be a throw in. 6 minutes to go. 1-1. This game has suddenly burst to life. Should point out Trinity's assistant. 2 yellow cards in 2 games. He's going for the record.
I do actually believe they didn't give the yellow card to the assistant
In the first game?
No,
now?
Right now. He was the one that came over so aggressively, actually crossed over into half. It was Peter Blank, actually, who's back on the coaching staff. He was the captain of Trinity last year. He actually came over and tried to mediate the conversation, and he gets the yellow card. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication between the officials.
I believe Peter Blank did study international relations and diplomacy.
So maybe he's good at it.
If I remember correctly. I say as I have a computer that's full of notes that I could just look this up.
Gotta go back to last year's.
I know, but I do have them. I keep everything because, much like my father, I'm a hoarder of notes on my computer. No, he studied math. I don't know where I got that from. Probably because he's from The Hague.
But yeah, fair enough.
Ball sent long, but kind of aimlessly. You know, there's players there for it. Both players just kind of fall on each other there. Ball sent forward.
A lot of space here
Looking
for
for
Hunter Kane.
Opportunity to swing it in, but it's just played along the deck. Doesn't work out. Perryman. No. He's played it into him. You can't call that a deliberate handball.
Yeah, but the defender for Methodist turned around. He looked so sheepish.
He was very concerned about that.
He had his arm pinned to his chest. He was scared. Referee makes the right decision, but...
Yeah, you can't, as a striker, play a ball into your defender. Tries to get through. Great work from Methodist there. That was Stretson Thomas closing the gap. Powell's there, though. He could go for it. Instead looks for Perryman, who thought was offside, stayed on somehow. Swung in far post, controlled, just couldn't get it out from under his feet. Another chance. Out
Kane's
to Kane
got a
again.
great left foot.
Challenge, all ball, absolutely all ball. That's a beautiful challenge there from Methodist.
This is hectic right
I
now.
want to say that
So
was
much happening.
Stephen Floyd with the challenge. It was a beautiful challenge. There's the shots, but he's got it too easy. Too easy to deal with. 4 minutes to go here. 1-1. Trinity and Methodist. Ball goes long. It's going to go out.
Not
John Connor
sure.
Rule will get it.
Not sure if Gore was trying to find a teammate or if he was just trying to relieve some
is
pressure.
Frustrated at his team, screaming at them to get up to pin someone
Rightly
aside.
so.
Kane is on, though. Kane came from well behind. There was another Trinity player who might have been off. Comes in. Perryman controls with his chest, but he's run out of space.
Oh!
Just couldn't control that down enough.
Clock stopped here.
So Perryman chests it down, but just gets away from him just too much, which narrows that angle, which means his shot goes into the side netting instead of into the back of the net. I think if he's back a little bit and that angle's opened up a bit more.
Well, to go back to an interesting thing, Stretz, we noticed he was calling up his team to try and get them up. He was absolutely correct. His team were far too deep. Sometimes, I know as a center back, sometimes when you've been pinned back for so long, you get gassed. You're so tired. Defending is hard work. So they're tired. They're not able to get forward. Stretz is yelling at them to get forward. This is where the opportunity comes from Trinity, though, because when Stretz yells for his teammates to come forward, about half of his back line started coming forward, and the other half didn't, which left Hunter Kane unmarked onside in a wide open position. Good opportunity for Trinity. Didn't
Kane
quite come off.
Feenstra, good switch there. I believe that's Knutson on the far side. Good block from Methodist going out wide. Smith sent in. Dealt with by Methodist in the end. It took a couple touches. Powell leaps higher than he has any right to. Perryman, beautiful block from Methodist. And it's going to be a corner. Literally everybody going forward, which might be a concern for Trinity. Powell coming back to cover.
Powell, what an athlete. You said he had no right to get up to that. He's so fast as well. What a player. What an athlete. Will Powell.
I say that like he's short when we're actually the same height. Ball goes in far post. But Trinity can't deal with it. Methodist are going to have to clear. They do.
Hunter Kane is back to collect for Trinity. Methodist, nobody forward.
Yeah, I think their big concern is getting this draw. I think they certainly would have taken it. Goes down, but it's one of those things. You go down like that when your leg's up. It doesn't necessarily mean you were taken out. But I get how it looks. And so sub getting ready for Methodist.
Yeah, rather defensive sub as well. Davis, who's a center back. He started the game at center back, coming back into the game. He's a big body to go back into the game right now. Although I will note, when the original goal for Methodist went in and the celebrations were rather aggressive and a player had to be held back, making sure that he didn't cross over to the Trinity half, it was Davis.
Call out to keep the shape. It's so important. Shape is going to be so important in these last 90 seconds. That's a foul. It's a free kick. It's a big chance.
Yep.
It is unquestionably a big chance with so little time to go. We're about to hit the final minute.
Yeah, the clock keeps running.
He hasn't asked for the clock to be stopped. He doesn't have to.
No, and I think that's the right decision.
Yep.
He's not stopping it. He's just hurrying himself up, making sure everybody knows that we're in a bit of a rush, but not stopping the clock.
It's the right decision. That's how soccer works everywhere else except for college. So ball's going to be sent in here. Goes a little too near post. Good diving header from Methodist to deal with it. Maybe a chance on the counter here in the last minute. Not with that ball, there's not. Thomas is fast. He's not that fast.
Well done by Will Powell. He turns it back up as well.
Powell comes about. Great work from Thomas. Knutson on the ball. Thomas dives in. Thomas did really well there. Instrel sending it forward, trying to go over the top. Can't do it successfully. Methodist getting in the way, and now a chance for Methodist to counter again.
Great recovery by Donnelly there.
Yeah, forced him to slow down and go back.
And that'll
As we
probably
hit the
just
final 10
about do
seconds.
it.
Thomas goes long for Stretz. Stretz can't get it in. They're going to have to go long. Powell goes over the top. It's headed away, and that's it. Full time here at Paul McGinley Field. It's Trinity 1. Trinity 1, Methodist 1. We see the assistant coach come over and apologize for getting in the face. You know, look, people get emotional I think it's how you react to that emotion. An immediate apology is the appropriate thing to do. The players come and shake hands. It's always interesting to me. It's so intense in that moment. And then the whistle goes. We're all friends. We all love soccer. We all get on with it. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see this kind of aggro go on longer than the game.
Yeah, when you see it continue after the game, it's a little bit scary for everybody involved.
Look, I've been in situations where I've seen that happen, and it's absolutely scary is the right word for it. So grateful that everybody calmed down immediately after the whistle went. There's like some people smiling and laughing. That's always good to see. But wow, what a game. What a finish to the game.
For 70 minutes, I was, a little concerned. There wasn't too much action. It was kind of cagey, but that last 20 made up for all 70 of no goals and not a lot of action because, wow, what a finish.
And so Methodist moved to 0-1-1 on the season. They will play Hood College on Saturday at 4 p.m. Trinity moved to 0-2 on the season. They're undefeated, but they also haven't won a game. They are going to play Whitworth on Friday at 7:30. So, big games coming up. Trinity have got to get off that duck. Methodist, really well played. Good value for the points. But we will be back here on Friday for the game against Whitworth. Before that, Southwestern play Berry. Trinity will be playing Berry on Sunday, so a good chance for you to get your scouting in. But it's been a pleasure to bring this game to you. I've been Chris Hockman. That's been Scott Lebo. It's been a pleasure to be with you from all of us here at Tiger Network. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.